I'm 42 years old, and if I could go back and tell my 20-year-old self one thing, just one lesson that would have saved me years of struggle, frustration, and wasted time, it would be this. But before I tell you what it is, I need you to understand something. This lesson cost me my 20s. It cost me opportunities. It cost me relationships. And it almost cost me my dream of building my own business. So if in your 20s or 30s right now, and you feel stuck, lost, or like you're running out of time, this video may be the most important video you watch this year. Because the lesson I'm about to share, it is not motivational and it is not empty words. It is not some guru nonsense. It is the one thing that changed everything for me. And by the end of this video, you will know exactly how to apply it to your life starting today. So without any further ado, let us begin. So let me take you back. I am 25 years old. I have my first degree. I'm working a decent job and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Showing up, working hard, and climbing that corporate ladder. They retire at 65. But here's the thing, I was miserable. Not dramatically miserable, but I was not happy. I was like living someone else's life, going through those emotions, waiting for something to change. And you know what I kept telling myself? One day I'll start that business. One day I'll take that risk. One day I'll go after what I actually want. One day. But here's what nobody tells you about that one day. It never comes. Because one day isn't a date on the calendar. It is an excuse. It is a way to feel like you're planning for that future without actually doing anything about it. So I wasted my 20s waiting for the right time, waiting for more money, waiting for more experience, waiting for permission that was never going to come. And then I turned 30, then 35, and I realized I am running out of time. If I don't do something right now, I'm going to wake up at 50 with nothing but regrets and the what ifs. So here's the lesson I wish I learned sooner. And I'm going to warn you right now, it is uncomfortable. It goes against everything you've been taught. And when I first heard it, I rejected it completely. But once I accepted it, everything changed for me. My business took off, my confidence skyrocketed, and for the first time in my life, I felt like I was actually in control. The lesson is, you do not need to be ready. You just need to start. That is it. That is the whole lesson. You do not need to be ready. You do not need to have it all figured out. You do not need more time, more money, more experience, or more confidence. You just need to start. You start messy, imperfect, scared, unprepared. It does not matter. You just need to start. Because here's the truth. I started my pressure washing business with a pressure washer, zero experience, and no idea of what I was doing. I didn't have a business plan. I didn't even know if it would work. But I started anyway. And you know what happened? I made mistakes, a lot of mistakes. I messed up some of the jobs. I didn't know much about pricing. I overpromised. I learned everything the hard way. But here's the thing. Every single one of those mistakes taught me something. Every failure made me better. Every I don't know what I'm doing moment forced me to figure out things. And now I run a successful business by God's grace. I have loyal customers. I make more money than I used to get in my corporate job. And I'm free. But none of that would have happened if I waited until I felt ready. Because I would still be waiting, still preparing, still planning, and still stuck. And in this very moment, there is a possibility that you're doing the same exact thing right now. You have an idea, you have a dream, a business you want to start, a skill you want to learn, a change you want to make. but you're waiting. You're waiting until you have more money. You're waiting until you have more time. You're waiting until you feel more confident. You're waiting until the conditions are perfect. Let me tell you one thing. The conditions will never be perfect. You will never feel 100% ready. And if you keep waiting, you'll wake up at 40 like I did, realizing I wasted 15 years of waiting for a moment that never came. So here's the question. What are you waiting for? And most importantly, what is it costing you? Okay, let us talk about why we do this. Why do we wait? Why do we convince ourselves we are not ready yet? I think there are three main reasons. Reason one, fear of failure. We are terrified of starting something and having it not work out. We are scared of looking like fools. We are scared of wasting time and money, scared of proving to ourselves and everyone else that we are not good enough. And you know what? That fear is valid. Fear is awful. I've failed many times than I could count. But here's what I learned. Fear is temporary. Regret is permanent. You can recover from failure. You can learn from it, adapt, and try again. But you can't recover from never trying. That regret will haunt you forever. Reason two, perfectionism. We think we need to have everything figured out before we start. Having a perfect plan, the perfect product, the perfect timing, and the perfect skills. But perfection is a myth. It doesn't exist. And while you're chasing perfectionism, someone else, someone less qualified, less prepared, less ready than you is out there doing it, and they're winning. I didn't have the perfect business plan. I didn't have the perfect equipment. I didn't even have the perfect skills, but I had something more important. I had action. And action beats perfection every single time. Reason number three. We are waiting for permission. We are waiting for someone to tell us it is okay to start. Like our parents, our boss, our friends, society. We are waiting for external validation that we are making the right choice. But here's the truth. Nobody is going to give you permission. Nobody is going to tell you, yes, now is the perfect time to chase your dreams. Because they are also too busy chasing their own. Or they are too scared to chase theirs. So they don't want you to chase yours. So, stop waiting for permission. Give it to yourself. You're the only person who can do that. So here's where everything shifted for me. And this is the part I want you to really pay close attention to. Because this is where the lesson goes from theory to practice. I was 38 years old, still stuck, still waiting, still making excuses. And then one day, I was scrolling through YouTube, just like you're doing right now. And I came across a video about starting a pressure washing business. And then something clicked for me. And I thought I could do this too. I don't need a special degree. I don't need years of experience. What I need is a pressure washer and a willingness to learn. So I made a decision right there. I said I'm starting a pressure washing business. And that decision, that one decision to stop waiting and just start, has changed my entire life. So, how do you actually apply this lesson? How do you stop waiting and start doing? Let me give you a simple framework. It is just 3 steps. 1, identify what you're waiting for. Be honest with yourself. What is the excuse in this very moment? What is the thing you're telling yourself you need before you start? Is it more money, more time, more skills, more confidence? Be specific and write it down. Because once you identify the excuse, you can challenge it. And 99% of the time, you will realize it is not a real barrier. It is just fear dressed up as logic. Step 2, start with what you have right now. You don't need everything. You just need something. A simple pressure washer. That is it. Not a fancy truck, not professional equipment, not even a professional website. Just a pressure washer and the willingness to knock on doors. Let me ask one question, and please put the answer in the comment section below. What do you have right now? Do you have a phone, a laptop, an internet connection, a skill, a network? You can start from there. Don't wait for more. Work with what you have right now. Step 3, commit to 30 days of imperfect action. Not a perfect action, imperfect action. Give yourself 30 days to just do it. Make mistakes, learn from those mistakes, adjust, and fall forward. Just 30 days. That is everything I'm asking from you. Not a year, not 6 months. Just 30 days of taking action, even when you don't feel ready. Post that video even when it is not perfect. Send that email even when you feel nervous. Make that fast sale even though you're scared. Launch that product you've been putting off even though it is not fully polished. Because here's what happens. After 30 days of imperfect action, you will have learned more than you would have in 30 years of waiting and planning. You will have real experience, real feedback, and real results. And you will realize one thing very powerful. You were ready all along. You just needed to start. Now, before we wrap up this video, I need to talk to you about something uncomfortable. The cost of waiting. Because every day you wait is a day you can't get back. Every month you spend preparing is a month someone else is building their dream. Every year you tell yourself, next year, that is a year of your life gone. I lost my 20s to waiting. That is 10 years I can never get back. 10 years of potential growth, learning, building, and living on my own terms. And the worst part of it, I can't even tell you what I was waiting for. There is no specific milestone, no special moment. I was just waiting for nothing. Don't make my mistakes. Don't let fear steal your time, because time is the one thing you can never earn back. So, let me tell you what happened when I finally stopped waiting and started doing. Within the first month, I had 5 customers. Not a lot, but it was something. It was proof that this actually works. Within 6 months, I was earning more than I used to earn as an electrical project manager. But here's what really changed. It wasn't just the money, it was me. I became confident, capable, proud of myself. For the very first time in my life, I was building something that was mine. I stopped waiting anymore. I stopped making excuses, and I stopped living in one day. I was living in the moment, and that feeling, that is worth more than any paycheck. And the crazy part is, none of this required me to be ready. I learned everything along the way. Customers taught me, my mistakes taught me, YouTube taught me. I just had to be willing to start before I was ready. So, here's what I want you to do right now. Before you click off this video, I want you to think about one thing you've been putting off. Maybe it is a business, that skill, that change, or that dream. And I want you to ask yourself, what is one action I can take in the next 24 hours to move myself forward? Not a perfect action, not a big action, just one small step. Maybe it is watching a YouTube tutorial. Maybe it is buying that domain name. Maybe It is sending that first email. Maybe it is just telling someone about your idea. Whatever it is, do it. Today, not tomorrow, not next week, today. Because the lesson I wish I learned sooner is this: you do not need to be ready. You just need to start. Look, I can't go back and tell my 20-year-old self this lesson, but I can tell you. And if this video helped you, if it gave you that push that you needed, do me one favor, subscribe to the channel, because I'm building this channel to share the real, unfiltered truth about entrepreneurship, taking risks, and building that life that actually matters. Drop a comment below and tell me something. What is the one action you're taking in the next 24 hours? Let us build some kind of accountability. I'll reply to every single comment. And remember, you do not need permission. You don't need perfect conditions. You do not need to be ready. You just need to start. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.